The second most important thing that is another non-negotiable. I will not sign a contract without this being in the contract. Has to do with the space. See, most contracts will have a little clause in it that says if your anticipated attendance goes up or down by 30% or more,
Oh, sometimes they don't even say that. They just say,
that they have the right to move you.
right.
Typically,
So unfair.
of course it is, but typically your hotel contract will say, if your attendance changes by X amount, then the
Or
hotel,
just if your attendance changes.
then the hotel has the right to move you. Now, keep in mind, this is the hotel has the right to move you without your permission.
Yes.
And
To
then
wherever they choose to move you.
exactly. And then on top of it, one that thank you, Cindy. I kind of like this mic. So the clause that Barry just mentioned, which is they can move you regardless, like hotel reserves the right to move you.
That one is a no, no, no.
So here's how we get around it, because oftentimes our sales contacts will say, I'm sorry, we need the right to move you.
No, you don't.
We add a line that says, any changes to the above space must be agreed upon in writing by both parties.
That one we can recite together because
Right.
we know that so much by heart. We write it into
Every contract.
single contract. It does not matter if it's 10 rooms, 110 rooms, 1,010 rooms.
Yep.
It goes in every single contract. But here's the key, honey. If they're doing that, if they don't put what in there, it won't make a difference. What's the thing that has to be in there for that to make sense?
The actual rooms.
Yes.
Yes. So sometimes you'll get a hotel contract
Yeah.
that doesn't even have the room names
Just
that
had
you
this
specify.
for Pete Vargas. They gave us a trusted hotel. He's worked with them for years. He asked us to come in now that we're working together and negotiate these fulfillment events for him. And I look at the contract and I'm like, oh my gosh, not cumulative. Oh my gosh, they didn't even put the room names in there.
Right. So you need
one of the
you
first
need two
things we made them do.
Exactly. You need two things. Number one, you need the room names as well as the times that you are holding those rooms. And then you need a line in there because your hotel contact will always say, I'm sorry, we need the right to be able to modify this if necessary. And then
They're
you
going to
say,
really push you hard for that, by the
and
way.
you can literally say no problem. You give them the win because it makes them feel like they just won something. You say, that's fine, but I need to add in that the client needs to agree to the change in writing.
Right.
And here's what that does. In reality, it means the hotel can't do anything
'Cause
without
you're
you
never gonna
agreeing
let
to
them do
it.
that. I mean, very rarely. I mean, so here's the thing. This goes back to the call that we heard, the episode that we had this morning, where we talked about the importance of your space and the room location. So if you've worked really hard to get a standalone ballroom and you've got it all mapped out, and the hotel looks at your numbers like, you know what? They don't need the whole ballroom, and I have another group that wants that ballroom, so I'm just
They
going to
can fit in
squeeze them
half.
over here. They can absolutely fit in half, and then I'll put this other group over here. Now all of a sudden you have an event with a shared ballroom with another group. This is a big, big deal.
No.
Yeah, or they're like, you know what? You don't need a whole ballroom. You'll actually fit over in this little room over here. It's going to be perfect for you.
Exactly.
No, it's not. That's not what you agreed to. So it is really one of those things. I will literally walk away from a contract if they won't put that in there, and you should too.
Absolutely. So there you go. Make sure that they cannot move your space without, at
Written
minimum,
approval,
you give them
both
written
parties.
approval.